things that he said in the beginning was we need to renew the movement
Yes.
all the time, right?
Yes.
That's also something you brought up.
Yes.
How can you convince the younger generations to continue despite all the threats and the challenges that are being thrown at them? How do you do that? How do you renew and re-young the movement all the time?
I think advocates will have to do some advocacy for themselves to really explain why there's a need for a CSO in a democracy. The importance is to do check and balance, obviously, to do a lot of continuation of work because politicians come and go, governments come and go, but it's the CSOs that can continue the reform going forward. It's also about campaigning. If you can tell the younger generation the importance of having a CSO, I think it's much easier for you to maneuver within a system because one of the challenges that NGOs are facing that we did not mention in the first round is on the legal lawsuits. Strategic lawsuit against public participation is on the rise. So parliamentarians like myself need to amend the law so that there's a civic shield against advocacy work. But if you haven't renewed yourself, if you haven't advocate the right to exist, the right of existence of the NGOs, it'd be very hard for you to provide the check and balance to the state actors. You wouldn't be able to campaign and you wouldn't be able to collaborate going forward. So I think that's like the most important thing, that you have to really strategize and explain to the majority of the society that you're not a foreign agent, that you're not as radical as what the government is trying to stigmatize. So finally, you have that kind of civic shield and the civic knowledge in order to move forward. I think the second thing you need to do is you need to rationalize, remain very positive on the core activities. But if it's about accounting, if it's about HR, if it's about administration work, you might have to consolidate on that front with various organizations so that you become more lean. And lastly, you have to digitize everything. You have to also fight for the digital space in the way you do advocacy, in the way you do volunteer management, and the way you organize as well. And that's how you could renew CSO within today's democracy.
Thank you, Peter, for the important input. I want to. So, anyone want to respond? Is anyone else optimistic that that things will get better? That civil society has enough strength to endure and not only endure but get better out of it?
Yes. I think I would like to add on to the narrative on partnering beyond the usual suspects. It's not just NGOs to NGOs, but now I'm starting to see NGOs partnering with universities. I'm starting to see NGO partnering with local governments. I was in Berlin during the weekend where World Liberty Congress partnered with the city of Berlin and finally have some advocacy work without burning a lot of resources. I've also seen partnering with diaspora communities outside of Thailand. So those are the three partnerships beyond the usual suspects that give me optimism and hope.
Thank you. I just got a message that we need to wrap up. I didn't look at the time at all, I'm afraid.
วันนี้ขอประกาศต่อหน้าทุกท่านในที่นี้ว่าเวลาของพวกเราได้มาถึงแล้ว